Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another achievement guide in the Pillars of Eternity Complete Edition. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Storied Adventurer. You get 75 gamer score if you can complete a minor, average, major, grand, and legendary stronghold adventure. 5 different types of stronghold adventures. What is a stronghold adventure? Well, in the game, as part of the story, you will discover and then take over a stronghold called Cad Nua. It's a castle. You'll have a little bit of a quest. You need to find the previous steward of the castle and resolve that quest, and you will take over the stronghold. As part of that, you need to repair the stronghold. The first repair is required. It's already preset, and when that's complete, you can then do a second upgrade. And if you take, I think it's called the main keep. You can check the description. It'll say upgrading this or doing this repair will enable stronghold adventures. That's the one you want to do next. And now you've enabled turns to start completing in the game. And the way turns work, they're not related to time in any way. They're related to quest progression and completion. So when you complete your first quest, that will be turn 1. When you complete the second quest, now it'll be turn 2. And you can see this in that stronghold window. Every 8 turns, you will find the result of a stronghold adventure. And so what happens is behind the scenes, there are 2 dice rolls or 2 random numbers are generated from 1 to 50. So a first 1 to 50 and a second 1 to 50, and those are added together. So you could have 50 and 50 could be a maximum of 100. And then that number is added to your current stronghold prestige. As you upgrade the keep, as you hire guards, the prestige level goes up. It's a little crown symbol. So first dice roll, we'll say it's 20. Second dice roll, it was 25. We're at 45 and your prestige is 5. You got a 50. Whatever that number is determines what kind of adventure you get. If your number is between 0 and 25, you get no adventure at all. If your number is between 26 and 51, you get the first minor level adventure. And then every block of 25 numbers escalating from there is the next tier. So to get a legendary adventure, I think it's over 125 that you need to have for that number. Now, you don't ever see that number. It doesn't ever pop up and say, hey, your dice rolls were this and this. It's just you'll see the result, and that's how you'll know what you got. Because of the way that this works, you can see that it's going to be advantageous to do the lower level adventures early. If you start upgrading your prestige, you can get like 40 to 50 prestige on your stronghold just by doing the upgrades. And well, if you've got 50 prestige baked in before the 2 dice rolls are even considered, you've completely jumped the minor category. You won't be able to get it. So we want to get those first and then upgrade our stronghold. And then we're kind of moving that window that we just need to get a little bit lucky with the dice rolls to get the desired level of stronghold adventure. So the way that I recommend approaching this, we are going to blitz to Cad Nua as early as we can in the game. You're picking up companions on the way. You want to have a big party. Don't go in there with like 2 characters. Get Aloth, get Adair, get Durance, and then you can get Kana just outside the walls of the keep. So you'll have 5 people in your party. Complete the stronghold quest, and then do those first 2 upgrades so that you've enabled turns. Then you can start to do the rest of the easy introductory quests in the first couple areas of the game and get those turns going. On turn 7, you want to throw down a save, and we're going to want to keep this save because on turn 8, we'll find out the result of our stronghold adventure. Ideally, what we want is a level 1 minor adventure. If you get no adventure, you can do some upgrades to your keep. The one thing you can do to influence the roll here is to do upgrades to your keep to increase your prestige. The dice roll, unfortunately, happens way earlier. It doesn't happen on turn 8. It happens turns earlier. So we can't change the dice roll with this turn 7 save for turn 8, but you can upgrade your keep and change the prestige. That will matter. So if you got no adventure and you put an extra 10 points in your prestige, that might push you over the threshold to get that minor adventure if originally you're getting no adventure result. However we do it, we want to make sure that we have that minor adventure on turn 8. Maintain that save on turn 7. Keep progressing. Make sure you do the adventure. They can expire if you don't send somebody on them right away. they will expire and you won't get credit. Remember, we have to complete them. So pick a person who's not currently in your lineup, send them on the adventure. They'll complete it automatically. They can't fail, and you'll have that one in the bag. Then when we get to turn 15, we want to put down a second separate save. Don't overwrite turn 7. So we're going to keep turn 7. We're going to make a new save on turn 15. And then on turn 16, we'll find out what kind of adventure we've got for our second adventure. Ideally, you want a level 2 adventure. Now, it doesn't matter if I get the minor first and the average second, or I got the average first and the minor second. Doesn't really matter, but we want to get those two first. If on turn 16, you don't get that, you get a level 4 major adventure, what you can do is go back and reload the turn 7 save, turn back in the quest on turn 8. That adventure won't change. Remember, that one's baked in, but because we went back to that previous quest, that will then re-roll the die for the turn 16 stronghold adventure. So if I got level 1 and level 4, I can go back and reload. I'll keep the level 1, but now there'll be a new dice roll, and maybe I'll get that level 2 average adventure on turn 16. If I do, now I want to keep that turn 15 save, and I can get rid of the turn 7 save. So now I've got the turn 15 save, I've got levels 1 and 2 out of the way. I'm going to keep working on it until I get to turn 23. Again, every 8 turns we get the adventure. So 23 is the next break point. Put down a save. And now I'm hoping for a turn 3 adventure, and I could have made some stronghold upgrades on the way. I can wait and see, and if on turn 24 I get another average or level 2 stronghold adventure, I can do a bunch of upgrades and see if that pushes my dice roll over the threshold to get that level 3. And if I do, again, now I want to maintain that save on turn 23, and I can forget the one on turn 15. And so you're kind of doing this leapfrog up until the end. The tough one to do are those higher 2 tiers. So turn the level 4 grand and especially the level 5 legendary. So let's say we've leapfrogged our way up. We got all the first 4. We got the minor, we got the average, we've got the major, and we got the grand. And we have our grand saved on turn 39. So turn 40, boom, we're getting our grand adventure. The next stronghold adventure will happen at turn 48. When we have the base game only, there are some things you can do to give yourself a big prestige boost, but without doing that, we're going to be maxing out at, as I said, about 40 to 50 base prestige. So to get 125 total for our number, we need those 2 random dice rolls, the 0 to 50s, to be 75, right? 50 and 75 to get to 125, and that's out of 100. So that's a small percentage chance of success. So what I would do then is for that last push, we've got our levels 1, 2, 3, and 4 booked, and now we're hoping to get that tier 5. What you can do is get the Warden Lodge at your home base. Have some easy quests saved up at the end of Act 2 maybe. There's some things that happen at your keep. Just showing up will advance some turns, and you can do the bounties, which is just quick go to a location, kill an enemy, and you can do the first 3 of those very easily, turn them in, and you'll get a number of turns that you can easily cycle. So turn 39, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 locked in. We're going for that legendary adventure. I'm going to do all my quests, and I hit turn 48. Nope, it's a level 3. Okay, go back, reload turn 39. Again, go through it. What did I get? Oh, I got another level 4. Go back to turn 39, reload again, right? And I had that down to about a 20-minute cycle to do that 8-step turn there to try and get the legendary one to pop. So you can do it. It is a bit of a pain, but definitely doable if you have a nice strategy and approach to getting this done. Unfortunately, I also have to mention the issue with this game and its achievements, as I do in all of these achievement videos for the Pillars of Eternity Complete Edition. The achievements are broken. They're buggy. If your game closes or crashes, any progress you made on all of your achievements, this one included, is lost. So if you're at that final stage, you have your tier 1, 2, 3, and 4 adventures are done, and you're just in that like last cycling loop looking for that legendary quest to complete, and the game crashes. Your power goes out. There's an update. Whatever it is, if you start the game and you see that title screen, you're not just doing a quick resume, your progress is gone. You can't go back and reload it. You have to start a whole new game, a whole new playthrough, and get lucky all over again. And so you've got this random RNG element that you can't fix with an easy save and reload. You have to go back in time and regrind these 20 minutes over and over and over again. You have to get lucky to get the tiers 1 and 2 early. You have to progress through and grind. And all of this is just hoping every time you do a reload, every time you go to a new location, that the game doesn't crash, because it crashes often. And so it's just this terrible feeling of, oh my gosh, am I gonna get this done? In my playthrough, I got to the last mission. So I had the turn 5, the legendary level stronghold adventure. I'd gotten it. It was the last one I needed. I just had 5 turns. Remember, this one takes 5 turns to complete. So I got it. I knew I was there. I just had to progress 5 more quests. I was on the 5th quest. I knew it. I just finished this quest and turned it in, and I'll get the achievement. I completed the quest. It was a battle. I defeated the enemy, so that completed the quest. I saw the little pop-up like, hey, your thing's done, and the game crashed instantly as soon as I killed that enemy, and I didn't get an achievement pop, and it didn't pop. And then I checked my app 10 minutes later, and thankfully I just got credit before the game crashed. So it was a terrible experience. The bugs ruined this. It's a frustrating achievement, and then the bugs make it even worse. So hopefully with these tips, you can minimize the pain. Otherwise, you could play the whole game and just average out your chance to get these achievements, and you can improve your stronghold, and you could defeat the dragons and do the things that give you this bonus. But every time you do that, every time you do a load, every time you go into a new area, you're risking a crash and you're risking losing your game. So that's why I would suggest stay in the early part of the game, get this done as quickly as possible. Crashes seem to happen less in the earlier acts of the game. The deeper you get into the game, the more frequent the crashes are. So I would avoid that here. Keep cycling. Like I said, get them all in order. Get the tier 1, get the tier 2, get the tier 3, get the tier 4. And if you miss one, go back to the previous one and reload that save and get a new dice roll for the next one until you get them all in order. And then grind that last one. When you have the tier 4, go again and again and again until you get that tier 5. And hopefully this one will work out for you. Hope that was helpful. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.